Good morning, this is Nathan Lindorf with the Rational Independent. Today, for today's Reddit Rant, we're going to dive into an article that's listed in the link is in the description below regarding the U.S. healthcare system. The title of the article is totally unbiased and sure it's wonderful. It says the U.S. still has the worst, most expensive healthcare of any high-income country in the world. So that's a nice, fair statement. But let's talk a little bit about that. So one of the patterns that we're seeing, and again, we're kind of continuing on the theme of narrative, the theme of pushing a particular political ideology through presenting news and science. So there is a pattern in news coverage, and it goes something like this. Here's a problem. Here, let's talk about all the ways this is a problem. Guess what the solution is? More government spending, more government control, less personal freedom, etc., etc., etc. A leftist political ideology. Now, here's a different set of problems. Here's a completely different situation. Guess what the solution is? More government spending, more government control, less personal freedom. Almost like there might be an agenda. So, here we have an article that says, look, the U.S. healthcare system is a problem. It's so expensive and it's the worst. It's so terrible, blah, 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 blah. You want to take a guess what their proposed solution is? I'm going to go ahead and read it because this particular phrasing is exquisite. To catch up with other high-income countries, the administration and Congress would have to expand access to healthcare, act aggressively to control costs, and invest in health equity and social services we know can lead to a healthier population. Translating that, more government spending, more government control, less personal autonomy. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So, when you see that someone has an agenda, you have to ask yourself, how does that affect the way they're presenting things? Is it possible that what they're doing is presenting information incorrectly, putting a twist, putting a spin on it? And the answer is likely yes. But here's the challenge. You're a regular person. You don't have time to go dig into the statistics. This is a science article from Ars Technica. It lists statistics and death rates, maternal death rates, life expectancy at birth, avoidable death rates, a whole bunch of other stuff that is all reliant on proper statistical methodology. Well, who has time to go and vet those stats? Basically nobody. So one of the beautiful things is they can hide behind a veneer of science and basically say, trust us, we're the authority because we're talking in scientific terms and we're betting that you're not going to be willing to dig into what we're saying and try and see if we're saying something that's not accurate. So at some level, you're just going to accept what we have to say. And that infuriates me to no end. So I think we're going to go ahead and use this to spin off into a new feature. I think we're going to look into, let's call it a deep dive. So I'm going to post the article in the description, so you're welcome to read it. This is published information, pulled it from the front page of Reddit. This is something that's supposedly credible. But let's do a little bit of a deeper dive. Let's dig into this. So between videos, I'm going to do some digging into who wrote this and who funds them. I'm going to do some digging into the statistics presented and what methodologies were used to create those statistics. I'm going to do some digging into the conclusions that they draw, other links and associations that they make, etc., etc. And I'm going to go ahead and try and unpack those for you in some future videos. Because as fun as it is to sit here and just rail on whatever's annoying at the moment, in the grand scheme of things, we need to start trying to fix this kind of conversation. We need to do our best to call out BS when we see it. And it's not enough to just say, look, that institutional authority is misbehaving. You should never trust them again. You need to show why they can't be trusted. So again, this is a verification step. And you, as a regular viewer, you don't have a chance to dig into that verification. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of the legwork for you, but feel free to double check my work. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert, but I'm going to do my best to just apply a dose of critical thinking to this overt piece of propaganda, which it's kind of stunning to me that the last, I think, 3 times that I've gone onto Reddit to find something to talk about, I've found an article that has been exquisitely crafted propaganda. So maybe I just got lucky, or maybe most of what the regular world considers as news is more propaganda. So short video, I got to get to work, but thank you all for your time. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will look forward to digging into this deep dive with you a little more later this week. Thank you. Take care.